Ever find yourself in a spiraling thought, questioning what truly is enlightenment? Is it a state of mind, a destination, or perhaps a journey? As we embark on this philosophical exploration, let's dive into the myriad interpretations of enlightenment. It's a term that's as fascinating as it is elusive, a concept as multi-layered as the most complex of prisms. The concept of enlightenment has its roots in Eastern philosophy, particularly in the teachings of Buddhism. Here, enlightenment or nirvana is seen as the ultimate state of spiritual liberation, the extinguishing of desire and suffering. It's like being in a perpetually Zen state, where the world's chaos and clamor fall away, leaving only tranquility in its wake. But hold on to your koans, because the Western interpretation of enlightenment is quite a different kettle of fish. Here, enlightenment is often associated with the Age of Enlightenment, a period in history marked by a seismic shift in thinking. It was a time when reason was championed over tradition, a time when the mysteries of the universe were sought not in the divine, but in the empirical. As we can see, enlightenment is not a one-size-fits-all concept. It's more like a philosophical kaleidoscope, constantly shifting and revealing new perspectives. Some see it as a state of ultimate self-awareness, others as a journey of constant learning, and still others as a destination to be reached. It's a term that invites contemplation, encourages introspection, and sparks the kind of debates that can keep philosophers up all night. It's a word that can mean many things to many people, and yet its essence remains tantalizingly out of reach. So as we delve deeper into this topic, let's keep an open mind, because in the realm of enlightenment, there are no definitive answers, only endless questions. But isn't that the beauty of philosophy? The constant quest for understanding, the endless pursuit of wisdom? After all, enlightenment might just be the ultimate philosophical wildcard, a concept we grapple with but never quite pin down. If enlightenment were a suitcase, what would we find inside? A one-way ticket to nirvana or a compass pointing to rational thought? Well, let's unzip this suitcase and see what we've got. In the East, enlightenment is often viewed as a state of supreme consciousness. It's like being the world champion of mindfulness, where you've managed to quiet the mind's chatter, and you're in this blissful state of just being. You're not fretting about the past or anxious about the future. You're simply present, fully immersed in the now. It's the Zen master who's reached the pinnacle of self-awareness, or the yogi who's achieved samadhi, the highest state of meditation. Now picture this state of consciousness like a pair of noise-canceling headphones for the soul. All the background noise of life's worries, fears, and desires just fades away, leaving you in a state of profound peace and clarity. It's like you've hit the mute button on the chaotic soundtrack of life, and all that's left is the gentle hum of existence. But enlightenment isn't just an Eastern concept. If we travel to the West, we find a different kind of enlightenment in our suitcase. Here, it's not so much about inner peace as it is about sparking a revolution of thought. The Western Enlightenment era was a time when reason was the new black, and questioning authority was the hottest trend. It was about pushing the boundaries of knowledge and challenging the status quo. In this context, enlightenment was like a torch illuminating the dark corners of ignorance and superstition. It was the spark that ignited the age of reason, setting off a fireworks display of intellectual and societal transformation. So basically, enlightenment can either be a state of Zen-like tranquility, or it can be a revolutionary spark that changes the world. It's like packing for a trip. You've got your comfy clothes for chilling out, and your fancy outfit for when you're out shaking things up. So whether it's a Zen state of mind or a revolutionary spark, enlightenment carries a multitude of meanings. If enlightenment is a destination, how does one get there? Do we need a roadmap, or is it more of a make-it-up-as-you-go kind of journey? Well, it's a bit of both, actually. Various philosophies and traditions offer different paths to enlightenment. Let's take a quick tour around the globe to explore a few. In the East, we have Buddhism, where enlightenment, or nirvana, is achieved through meditation and mindfulness. It's like going on a long hike. You prepare, pack your essentials, in this case, a good dose of self-awareness and mental clarity, and then you start one step at a time. You trek through the forest of your thoughts, over the hills of your emotions, and if you're persistent, you might just find yourself standing on the peak of enlightenment, looking at the world with a clear and serene mind. Meanwhile, in the West, enlightenment has a different flavor. It's less about tranquility and more about intellectual rigor. Think of it as a grand debate. You arm yourself with critical thinking and skepticism, challenge your beliefs, question everything, and through this rigorous mental exercise, you find enlightenment. It's like solving a complex puzzle, where the solution is a deeper understanding of the world and your place in it. But whether it's the tranquil path of meditation or the rigorous path of intellectual inquiry, it's important to remember that enlightenment isn't a destination you arrive at once and for all. It's more of a lifelong journey. You see, enlightenment is a bit like trying to climb Mount Everest in your flip-flops. It's not about reaching the top. It's about the experience, the lessons learned, the insights gained. It's about the journey, not the destination. Of course, this doesn't mean you shouldn't aim for the peak. Just remember to enjoy the climb, appreciate the view, and don't forget to breathe. And who knows, maybe one day you'll find yourself standing on the peak, looking at the world with a newfound understanding, a fresh perspective, and then you'll realize that you've been on the path to enlightenment all along. Perhaps the path to enlightenment is less about the destination and more about the journey, the ongoing quest for understanding and wisdom. In the grand scheme of things, what does enlightenment mean to us as individuals and as a society? We've explored its prism-like nature, unpacked its complexities, and even attempted to navigate its elusive path. But it's worth iterating that enlightenment is not a one-size-fits-all concept. It's as diverse as the people who seek it, a unique tapestry woven from threads of wisdom, understanding, and connection. In the hustle and bustle of today's world, it's easy to lose sight of these threads. Yet, perhaps that's exactly why enlightenment holds such relevance. It's not just about achieving a state of ideal knowledge or insight. It's about the journey, the striving, the continuous yearning for understanding that pushes us to grow, to evolve, to connect on a deeper level with the world around us. So let's keep pondering, keep questioning, keep exploring. In the end, maybe enlightenment isn't something we achieve, but something we strive for. A beacon guiding us towards wisdom, understanding, and a deeper connection with the world around us.